I mean, I don't see how we can't be happy about that.
Decomposing, you been bugging.
It should. So I immediately, set myself up, to expect a lose. Section. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. Yeah, turf is still out in these streets. Yeah, it may look like I'm at home, right? We'll see how it goes. This is a special show. Yeah. We're gonna have a great show today. I'm just looking because I do know that the is on the verge of coming up and talking. So I got it covered. I promise I'll find a way. We're gonna make sure that we hear that during this show, whether it's right in the middle of what I'm doing. Hopefully I catch and see. Somebody might alert me here on the comment section here, right? So, but as you know, we are definitely getting into the 53-man roster. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting start to the season. I absolutely can't wait to break down everywhere Turf got right, everywhere Turf got wrong, right, and indifferent. I'm not really upset. I mean, I don't have a problem actually at all with the cuts. Of course, I definitely wanted, certain guys to make it, and we'll get there. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rush. Everybody has seen. We've got a lot of people discussing. Half of TRS already has absolutely discussed their feelings. There were definitely some surprises, though, right? Absolutely some surprises on this one that I was not expecting at all. I'll be the first to admit that. It's going to be interesting to break this down. I was closer than I thought, too. In certain areas, I did not expect to be right. And I was absolutely right. I did not, expect the changes as far as the amount of players per position. But I definitely had some notions based on the new rules, right, for special teams, all that good stuff. So like I said, we definitely are going to dive into it for sure. I actually have to, still do what I always do every Tuesday, right? We had a game. Yeah, we had a Friday night game against the 40 Winers, right? And that was an interesting game because I saw a lot of people upset about that game. And for me, I actually was very excited. First and foremost, you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Niners had their first team offense out there for well over a quarter, I want to say. I want to say at least three possessions. And they didn't do all that well. They didn't do as well as I would have expected them to do against our twos. We didn't have any starters. We didn't have any starters at all from that respect. So I don't know. I found that to be a little odd. Did a lot better. And I just thought about something one quick second, because again, like I said, I don't want to miss what everybody else doesn't want to miss. So for people that are here right now, I appreciate y'all. Shout out for supporting. Shout out to 595 Craft Kitchen, which is right down the street from the spot. I like to consider them my sponsor, if you will. That's the only reason I'm going to shout them out. Those are my guys. I absolutely visit this place every time I'm here. If you tell them that, you know what I'm saying, Turf sent you, they might not. And in fact, I've known them so long now, they might not even know me as Turf. They'll know me as my name, Tan. So, yeah, if you are ever on Rainbow and Tropicana, 5.95 craft beer. Let me see if I can get that to show. There it is. Look at that. 5.95 craft chicken, Las Vegas. Craft kitchen, excuse me, Las Vegas, Nevada. So, I mean, hey, I've always had a supporter that was from day one. And it's no coinkydink that he's here today. Shout out Steve Jones. My God. Bam, what's going on? Salute everybody. No more Al scholarships for Sincere and Britain. You know, that hurts my feelings. Not the Britain part, but everyone knows I was a big fan of Sincere. It's over. I know. Gotta move on. It's all good. You know, Grant and Snowden should make the practice squad. Yeah, it's very possible. I'm interested to see who's going to go anywhere as far as waivers, practice. All that stuff is going to be absolutely interesting. Let me do one thing. I'm going to make sure that I am alerted by the man himself. I just want to make sure I get here. And plus, you know, my show is only absolutely be an hour max. So let me see if I can get to our way to report.
I'm sure we'll see it.
We got people already started. So you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a listen right now. We are going to listen to who is on the podium right now.
From the first day I seen Brock, I knew he was a pro. Just like I said, similar to Zamir, just the way he carries himself. A guy that comes in and doesn't say much at all, just goes hard and goes to work. And like I seen Brock make a lot of spectacular plays all the way back from University of Georgia to now. So it's no surprise to me what he's become and what he's going to be.
Since we're on the Georgia topic so much, they have Clemson this weekend. The last Clemson-Georgia game, you kind of made the one only big play. Was that a big moment for you in terms of saying like waiting your turn?
Yeah, definitely. That was a tremendously big moment. Just going back to that whole kind of game, it was like a defensive throwdown, and for me to have the only touchdown of that game, it was super special. I had my mom and my sister in the building, and my brother he played for Kansas State at the time. And earlier that day, he had like a
Let me know if you can't
interception
hear
or whatever. And my dad went to that game, so everybody texting me like, you know, you got to do the same thing. Like, you got to do the same thing your brother did. So for me to have that pick six, and for us to have an interception both on the same day in pretty big games, that was super special for both of us and our family. And it was a pivotal moment for our team at that point.
What's your favorite thing about playing for Coach Pierce?
Obviously, Coach Pierce, he's a hell of a guy. Just down to how he carries himself, the way he leads the team and whatnot. It's definitely one of my favorite things about him. He's a guy that I could look up to and understand, and he teaches the game in a certain way that many don't teach it. So that's something I'm definitely appreciative with Coach Pierce. And like I said, I got a great relationship with him.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all could hear that. Let me know if you can't hear it or if you couldn't hear it. We will absolutely continue to go in and out as soon as players start to talk. Here we go.
Talk about
Another player.
Receiver, you played it before, but it's been a long time. What's helping you trying to learn tricks and trade throughout the years?
Looks like McAllister, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's just the other receivers like just helping me out along the way. You know, anytime they see me during practice or like after practice watching film, they just let me know like little tips to do. And Coach EB too, just helping me out, just keeping me going and just telling me stuff I need to work on the most, you know, to be successful in this league. So
through this process,
McAllister, ladies and gentlemen, McAllister.
The team, right? And I know they don't throw a big party for you or anything like that, but when you got to get an idea that okay, this is going to work out, right?
I think I just got the idea just during training camp, you know, just continue to work. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was getting better and better every day. So I mean, just going through this process, it was tough, but I mean, I felt like I did a pretty good job during camp during the preseason. So I was pretty confident going into this weekend. But you know, you never know in this league. So
when you got in the end zone twice, did you feel it as like, all right, I'm going to be in the 53?
No, I mean, I still wasn't, you know, because you never know in this league. I still wasn't, you know, certain that I was going to be on the 53 because, you know, we had so many great players on this team. But, you know, I was confident in my game that, you know, I was still going to have a job somewhere in the NFL.
McAllister, ladies and gentlemen.
That's kind of what it was.
Tom Telesco today said that guys that make this initial 53 man, he doesn't have those conversations with them. They just should feel like they're coming to work already. So how did you find out that you were on this initial 53 man?
Actually, I didn't find out until I got to the building. I was waiting because, you know, you get that call, but I never got a call or a text from anyone. So I'm like, I knew we had a meeting today at 1 o'clock. So I'm like, man, let me just go to the building, you know, see what's going on. So I got here and I was here. So that's about it, man.
Did that kind of infamous Jets Hard Knocks clip go through your mind? Like, I don't try to get in the door.
Yeah, actually, my dad was talking about that. He was like, "Did you see that clip?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw it." I was like, "Hopefully they'll do it to me when I get there." So yeah, that was going through my mind. Actually, that's crazy.
Good chance of yourself like going to Canada, but and who knows how that would have worked out. But in retrospect, now that you look back on it, how big was that for you to kind of open some people's eyes in that big?
I feel like it was very big. You know, I would say probably the most important decision I made in my life to go into Canada because I knew when I was in Denver, you know, I didn't get to play in the preseason. So it was tough for teams to really evaluate me, knowing I hadn't played and just going off my college film. So making that move, it was difficult, but I feel like it was the best decision I ever made in my life. So
there's been some players who've had great careers coming from the Canadian League. Warren Moon and Jeff Garcia, just to name a few. Did you take inspiration from any of the stories from guys that jumped from the Canadian League to the NFL?
I do. I watch a lot of guys around the league that's been in the Canadian Football League, like Alex Singleton, that's in Denver, and also D. Alford. I think he for Atlanta Falcons. He played in the CFL. So I watch those guys and the success they have now in the league, not just kind of, you know, figure I can have the same success if I come here and just do my work, do my job. So
You talked into it at all? Maybe your agent, like, hey, this isn't the right move right here, or did you feel like that wasn't right?
My agent mentioned it, you know what I'm saying, and he kind of took me through, you know, the ins and outs of what we could do. So when he brought it up, he felt like I had no other option, you know. He felt like that was the best option for me. I sat down with my family and we figured it would be the best option for me too. So
Clearly, you look back on it fondly, so it's the best decision you ever made. What do you enjoy the most about playing in camp?
I think just the overall game, because it's so offensive, you know, minded, because it's the big field and you get 12 people on the field. So I feel like, you know, that they live for the big plays over there. So I feel like my game translated very well over there. So
when you get to the building and you go to the meeting, what's the first call you make to tell, hey,
I called my mom. Man, I called my mom, and she was just so excited, man. She almost cried. I think she probably did cry when I get off the phone, but I called my mom, then I called my dad, because they know the hard work that I put in and the tough times that I've been through to get here, man. And just making the 53 roster where I come from, that's a big accomplishment, man. So you can't never look down on it. So it was very good. So
What do you think teams have gotten wrong about you? Like, why did teams miss? I mean, what do they not understand about you?
I'm not sure. You know, I don't know. I just come in and I do my job every day. I try to get better every day, and I don't worry about what other teams think of me. I just worry about the team that I'm playing for and how I get better and make them better every day. So.
Did any of the veterans, you know, in the receiver room, Devontae, Jacoby, any of those guys, did they like offer up encouragement throughout the process or advice at all? Or?
The process of going through
roster.
Yeah, they always encourage advice, no matter, like, it's Devontae, Jacoby, even DJ and Trey, like those guys, they always help me out. Anything, any little thing they can tell me or help me out with, they're doing it. So I appreciate those guys.
Talk about your time in Canada. What comes to mind when you reflect on your journey from, you know, prep year to Toronto, go out, and now you find yourself here?
I think just perseverance, man. Just me going through. I feel like I went through everything you can go through to get to this point, man. So I feel like, you know, this is great for me. So it's gonna be.
You kind of blew up on social media with your performance the other day. We're talking all about you, like
You paying attention to that stuff? People sending you videos, clips, all that kind of stuff?
I try not to pay too much attention to it, but when my phone was blowing up, you know, you got no other choice but to look at it. So I was looking at a couple stuff, but I try not to let it get to me. I try to just stay focused with what I got going on right now and just, you know, being the best me.
The punt return, it seemed like you aimed the ball at somebody specific, a friend, a family member.
It was my dad. I think I told somebody in the locker room after the game, but before the game, my dad told me, he was like, "Look, if you score, look for me and throw me the ball." So that was my main goal on the way to the end zone. I was just, man, let me go find my dad and throw him the ball. I know this gonna make his day. So.
Broadcast, Howie Long was being interviewed live when you scored a touchdown. I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
I seen it.
And you saw him get
Attack the Shield podcast in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
So much to this organization, and you're getting him all excited.
It's amazing, man, because, you know, people don't, you know, do that a lot. So for me to do that on live TV is amazing. So it was a grateful moment, man. It's amazing.
A lot of people were excited, obviously, about the flash play, the touchdowns into the end zone, but you drew a penalty on special teams as well. I mean, how much pride do you take in those sorts of plays? They're kind of the hard work moves.
Right, yeah. I take a lot of pride in it, man, because, you know, the more you can do, the longer you'll last in this league. So, I mean, I feel like I didn't play the best game at Gunner, but I feel like, you know, I got a lot to work on, but I did a good job. So just keep getting better with it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Yeah, catch the ball.
Mr. McAllister, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let this keep spinning. Keep spinning. I'm going to keep it going. I'll let it rock and roll. If somebody else comes up, we'll be right back in the thick of it. So with that being said, appreciate you, Chris. Thank you, boss. Please hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Please don't forget to subscribe, and we have another player.
I'll let you kind of bounce back and forth between linebacker and edge rusher. How are you approaching this offseason connected to the draft and just like the team see you at both spots? Was it automatically linebacker? Like, how did that process?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was prepare for anything. You know, be ready to play in everything. Like you said, throughout my career, I played outside, inside backer. So it was just making sure I had those base fundamentals, outside, inside backer, and also preparing for the pro day, again, as big, strong, as fast as I can before I got here. So, I mean, that was the main thing. And then coming up here on a 30 visit, I got to, you know, see the scheme and got to hone in on a little bit more specific stuff that I'd be doing when I got here. So that was perfect.
Amari Gaynor, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you find out the news today that you were part of the 53?
Yeah, I found out on Instagram, social media, just like everybody else. A bunch of people were texting me, asking me, and they got no response. So, I mean, it was cool today to find out that I could, you know, have a chance to help this team succeed, help this team win. So I'm excited to, you know, get out here and play some football.
First time you got through a situation like that, was there any anxiety or nerves today, or did you feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, let my play speak for itself and give it all to God. I mean, that was the main thing. You know, with faith, there's no fear. So, I mean, that was the main thing for me, just to, you know, stay where my feet were and just keep working and keep grinding, and everything else will shake out. So,
You got any sort of conversation with your family or anything, if you chance to just to get their reaction to make a team?
No, not yet. We've been we had a lot of meetings and stuff today. So, you know, when I'm throughout the day, I'm not really on my phone much. I'm locked in, focused. But I'll definitely, you know, get in touch with them after this and, you know, enjoy it for the moment. Yeah, so my dad played for Florida State. He played receiver. And just growing up, you know, seeing my dad, how hard he worked at Toyota at the, you know, car dealerships, I always knew, you know, I wanted to play football for the rest of my life. So, I mean, that was the main thing for me. My dad played with influential people like Deion Sanders. He invited us to the Hall of Fame, and I got to see the whole experience while I was a kid. And I got to see, you know, a lot of the guys talk, you know, Shannon Sharp, Marshall Falk, and a lot of those guys, and, you know, see what it took to get them there. And, I mean, ever since then, you know, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And watching, you know, 30 for 30 videos, seeing, you know, legacy guys. So, I mean, just put in that work, so I'll be in this position.
Florida State a little bit. How much did that experience there really shape you, the player you are now, and also Janarius, teammate on that team as well? You know, how much is AD to help you here in this locker room as well?
A lot. I mean, it took a lot, to get Florida State back to where it is now. I mean, being down there in the dark days, having to, set a whole new standard and having to recruit guys, having to, be that voice, be that, leader in the locker room. So, I mean, it was great to, be able to be a veteran guy and also be a guy that, held the standard and, led by example. So, I mean, it was great to come here and, being a younger guy now to lead by example and let my play talk for itself.
So Janarius also on that team as well.
Yeah. J-Rob, I had J-Rob on my team right there. Pensacola would go out there and help him with his foundation in Panama City, been helping him. And then we got to go down there with Champ. So got to help Champ with his foundation. So, anytime, you got familiar faces, it's always good.
Okay. Cool.
Ari Gainer, ladies and gentlemen. The beat goes on. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of interruptions, and I'm okay with it. Hit the like button, y'all, as Protect the Shield podcast says. Appreciate you. Yeah, so, man, they're going to keep coming in and out. As y'all know, this show was specifically for the 53-man roster. So, we're going to jump right on into it. Like I say, interruptions, no problem at all. But I definitely want to get started, and I think obviously the best place to start is going to be, offense. But what I also think is that it is over. I believe that it is over. The stream is over, ladies and gentlemen. What a great quick minute. I didn't hear anything from AP. I guess I must have missed that. Apologies if I was the one that missed that, because I was absolutely looking for it. So, yeah, interesting. Very interesting that they decided to not, tell the guys, and they should just know that they made the team, based on their play, etc. Pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought, they would have got a call, something along those lines. But anyways, to any extent, we are diving right on in, ladies and gentlemen. Right on in. Let's go. Here it is. So if you can't understand, what I did is I put exactly what I guessed for offense in the right-hand side here, in the right column. I expected 6 wide receivers. We got 6 wide receivers, right? But with those 6 wide receivers, I got one of them wrong. And I just want to make sure that I say that I could not be more happier. My horns, my clapping, I really gave Wilkerson the nod because he's been there, he's been doing it, and he showed up. And my guy Keaton, man, Ramel Keaton, as you guys can already tell, the red dots are where turf is wrong. The strikeouts on the right-hand column is where turf is wrong. That's including the count for the position, as well as the people in those positions. And I think I did a pretty good job. I got 3 wrong. Don't get me wrong. I can understand if others did a much better job than me. Maybe 1 or none wrong, right? It's definitely possible. My guess is that a lot of people got Ramel Keaton wrong. My guess is a lot of people got Andres Pete wrong. So that's how I look at it. I could be totally wrong, but first things first, again, shout out to all the wide receivers. I couldn't be more happy with the group that we ended up with. Everybody knew Tyreek was going to make the roster. That I don't think they could have got out of that Raider building if they didn't name him as a member of the team. But again, I have to say, man, shout out to Ramel Keaton, man. I'm excited. Tennessee Volunteer guy, big, long, definitely can catch. Had a couple of drops during these preseason games, but I don't think anything to be alarmed of. It's just, you know, Christian's been with the team for so long. I think a lot of people, right, probably got that one wrong. I could be wrong, but fill me in. I see we got people here, but no chat. I don't know what that's about. Normally the chat is popping, but I see over 20 people in here, and then that's not even including Instagram. I can't wait to get back home for sure, because then I can start to see all my chats when it comes to my basic usual setup. So Raider Rojas 34, Raiders. Yep, and absolutely. I hope you enjoy the show. As everybody who's watching, a lot of X people, appreciate you coming from X. Thank you so much. If you could, please kindly go to YouTube. If not, stay right on X and enjoy the show. That's exactly what's expected, for you to enjoy the show. So, yeah, let's keep talking. I'm going to keep talking wide receivers because, I mean, what do you guys think about this group? Jacoby and Trey Tucker as the backup, Devontae, and I don't know. It looks like the way that I see this offense being represented is Trey Tucker is the second wide receiver on both sides of the fence. I mean, they're not going to put his name there, but I think that's kind of what that represents. And, you know, McAllister is going to be that third guy behind Devontae, as DJ Turner will be the third guy behind Jacoby Myers. You know, do we expect these guys to get some plays? Absolutely. All of these guys are capable of bringing it to the house from 1 yard to 100 yards. They're all capable. So that's a very interesting situation right there. Ramel Keaton. I think he can play it all. I think he can play slot. I think he can play outside. It's going to be interesting how they use him, because he is definitely going to be a mismatch for a lot of corners due to his size. I want to say Ramel Keaton is at least 6'3", 6'4". It's not a lot of 6'3", 6'4" corners in the NFL. So I'm good with this, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I got the count right. And I mean, look, a lot of this was easy to look at from the previous season. We understand the last regime was fired, but at the end of the season, you had the amount of guys you had. And it makes sense to me. So let's just move right on down the line, right? Offensive tackles. Man, not a surprise here. Not a surprise at all, right? We got Colton Miller, right, on the left side. And where I got things wrong is Andres Pete. You know, this is one of those deals where, man, I would have loved to pull up one of my guys, man. Devin Stairs. Shout out to Devin Stairs, man. I mean, geez, I wish I'd be able to talk to him. I want to talk about Pete. I don't know. I mean, he made the squad, right? I would have much liked to see the younger guy in Dalton Wagner, right? Absolutely would have much rather seen him as opposed to Andres Pete. My 2 cents, because you still have the ability to put Thayer there if necessary, and possibly, right, DJ Glaze step up. I mean, that's just what my expectations were there. And that's why I got that wrong. You know, it's another area, right? The tackle position where I got it wrong. Obviously got the right count when it comes to how many we were expecting to keep. 4 tackles. Makes sense to me. Shout out to my guy, Paul. Raiders in the building. Appreciate you for showing up. Hope you enjoy the show. So, yeah, I mean, I would have much rather liked to see Dalton Wagner. Maybe they've seen enough and it's just not there. I mean, he's a big body. He's somebody we should have expected to progress and do a little bit better. But the fact that he hasn't, right? And they, we saw how Andre's feet got abused a little bit, right? That first game. So I don't know, man. It's very, very interesting to see that, and I mean we'll see regular season, right? Maybe it was just one bad game. I didn't watch film on them, right? Everybody knows the people that I really focused in on during preseason games that I was at, as well as the ones that I was watching home. So he was not one of those guys. So I don't know what to say, man. I'm not upset. Again, I'm not upset with any of the picks as far as offense and defense. So, we just going right down the line. Freddie's in the building. Mr. Chavez, Raider Nation for life. Hope you enjoy the show, my God. My main man, John Leone. What cuts were made today? We talking about it right now, man. And last but not least, Gunsmoke. It's my dude. Cheers. So offensively, as you can see, if you look at the column on the right and you see the strikeouts, that pretty much speaks for itself, right? And then on the red dots on the chart, main chart, are the ones that Turf got wrong. Meaning, I thought those guys were cut and those guys made it. So, I might as well run on right to the third, right? Because we've already gotten by two of them. Let's just get right down to the bottom of it, man. The running backs. It does hurt me to my heart a little bit. I absolutely am hurt. A tad, because I personally thought not only was Sincere McCormick a shade better with the intangibles, right? Blocking, assignments, right? Not fumbling the ball, right? Being a professional. And I'm not saying that Laube wasn't in any way, shape, or form. I just think he's young. He's green. And I'm glad he made the team. I'm not upset about that. Others might think and feel differently. I know TRS, Rundown was here. He'd probably be giving me the business because I didn't think he was going to make the team. I thought Sincere would make it above him. And boy, was I wrong. So as you can see at the bottom, we did have 4 running backs, but Sincere was not it. And they chose to go a little tad younger, Mr. Dylan Laube. So that's going to be an interesting tape. From what everybody else thinks and believes, probably be the end of Sincere McCormick, right? Won't hear about him. Probably won't get picked up. Definitely not traded. He just got let go. So we'll have to see. Maybe he ends up on someone else's practice squad. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for him. I think the kid's good. I think he's got a chance. Time will tell. That'll be on him to figure out for himself, right? So we've gone through wide receivers, offensive tackles. Let's get to the guards. Pretty straightforward. We all probably got all of this right. I don't think anybody sees any surprises. I mean, bottom line is this is what I expected and thought. I thought they'd keep 4 guards. Cody Whitehair starting. And will Jackson Powers Johnson take that position over? Not sure. It'll be interesting to see. I think he will do it fairly soon. But only time will tell. Cody Whitehair might be playing at a Pro Bowl level by the time this guy comes ready. And how do you yank a vet that's playing Pro Bowl like, right? So we'll see. Maybe Dylan Parham is having problems. Maybe they swap. Who knows? I'm just putting out those scenarios. I'm glad everything is expected, right, from that position. So nothing more really to discuss. Center, it's quick and easy. We knew they weren't keeping more than one center, specifically with Jackson Powers Johnson being a center in college. I believe you have other guys that are in these offensive line positions that will have the ability to play center if necessary, if needed. So again, no big surprise. No big surprise at all. Now, a lot of people thought at a minimum we would have 4 tight ends. What have we been listening to and hearing? 12 personnel, 12 personnel. It's, it is what it is, man. You got to understand. I didn't expect. I actually thought 4, but I stuck to the script. I really honestly did, because I just didn't expect 4. In the grand scheme of things, 53 people are tough. It's tough to get. You got 44 with your first and second strings, 22 on each side. So, 9 more players, and how you're going to fill that out, it's not easy. That is not easy at all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got this spot on. I got this right, spot on. And to be honest, I chose Harrison Bryant because they paid for him. I don't even think he played. And if he played sparingly. They gave Fotheringham a lot to showcase. I have a feeling he'll get picked up. Gentry, another huge tight end, ex-quarterback from Michigan. Again, another guy I think will get picked up, right? We had to cut some serious plays, man. But Turf got it right as far as these tight ends are concerned. And yeah, it is what it is. John Leon, perfect timing, my guy. What about Carter Bradley? Well, what do you know? You're looking at quarterbacks. This is one that Turf got wrong as far as expectations of what we were keeping. And that's the only one thing I got wrong. I honestly thought we were keeping 3 quarterbacks. I completely miffed on the rule, right? New rule change. Shout out to Leo, Cheeto Linus. He was the first to alert us on this rule change. And, no longer being able to carry 3 quarterbacks, if you will, that doesn't, count one towards the roster. That no longer exists, ladies and gentlemen. So we have Gardner Minshew and AOC. Ain't no comment. That's it. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we're moving forward with. Does Bradley go to the practice squad? I'm not sure. I have no idea. But he's definitely not on the team as far as the 53-man roster. And what's even more important is either is Nathan Peterman. They picked him up, brought him in, apparently saw more than what they needed to see, and he is no longer on the squad as well. So it's tough, man. Shout out to Mr. Peterman. Shout out to Bradley. I know Bradley's getting picked up. There's no question Carter Bradley's getting picked up. He'll be on our practice squad, I think. If not, right, getting picked up from somebody else. So it is what it is, man. My guy, Eric Raiders hater Hunter. Shout out, salute nation. The biggest surprise is probably Snowden gone and Young here. Faison still here. Wow, maybe Wilkerson, but I think they kept the right receiver. Raider Nation pro life. You know what, Eric? I cannot disagree with you on this. I wouldn't say the biggest surprise is Snowden gone. That's not my biggest surprise. But I get it. And also the fact that Young is still around. It takes time for these guys to develop. If you listen, not everybody's gonna give grace and allow players to grow, and it's unfortunate. That's just fans are finicky like that. But given the right time, Byron Young might turn around and be something amazing. Don't get me wrong. Do I see it? No. I know Rundown absolutely can't stand him, but apparently these guys see something and they see enough to work with. And And that's what we have to trust, right? I hate saying it, but trust the process, right? We need a new saying for that. Yeah, we gonna leave it at that. We gonna leave it at that. So Sal in the building. What's up, my guy? I love it, man. Glad you're here. Hope you enjoy the show. You already know, man. That's my partner in crime. Ready to run down in the building. Cheers. Salute, my guy. Y'all already know we up on Thursday, man. It's gonna be a fire show. Turf out of Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. Coming live for that turf and rundown Thursday night, baby. Can't wait. SoCal, I hear Jacoby Myers is the emergency quarterback. It wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all. It would not shock me at all if that's the case. So, Jack Kenna. Clicked the wrong one because somebody came through. Salute. Man, appreciate you for coming through. You didn't miss much, man. I just went through offensively, the 53-man roster, where I got it wrong. As you can see, the strikeouts is where I got people wrong that I thought made the team, and then the red dots are where they made the team and I thought they would not. So I missed 3-3. Pretty typical, and I only missed one on the positions as far as how many we keep. So that's all you missed, man. That's all you missed. Salute to you. Appreciate you for showing up. Hope you enjoyed the show as usual, my dude. But yeah, so we've gone through all of the offense, man. I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. I lost one of my guys in Sincere McCormick, but I gained one of my guys in Keaton. Ramel Keaton was somebody I was very high on. Everybody knows him from the jump. He was one of the rookies that I was really looking into and liked based off of his film and what he, produced in college. So kudos. Now it's time. It's time because, come on, ladies and gentlemen. We understand that this is an absolute defense-driven team. We know that. We know it. So let's go right into it. Yeah. You can see a lot of strikes here, right? Because Turf got a lot wrong. Oh man. This is it sucks, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. I love it. I am absolutely ecstatic that we are about to have a defense that makes it. That's how I look at it. That's how I view it. There were definitely surprises, but surprises in a good way. I absolutely called out one of the major things here. But as you'll see, I got it wrong because I stuck to the script, if you will. And, Jack, you hit it right on the head, man. I'm going to just go on ahead and put that out there right now. At Turf, what was your biggest surprise? Me, 7 linebackers. I thought Snowden would have made it for sure. Never thought Malga made it. Man, we are absolutely on the same page, Jack. Same page. To an extent, because for me, I knew we were going to have more linebackers than expected. I don't know why I had 5. It had to be because that's what we carried past season. But I absolutely put us at 7 for special teams. I've been saying it all offseason. Based on the new rules, based on the new regulations, etc., for these special teams, it looks like athletic linebackers are going to be what, kind of fills that out. So we're just going to dive right into that. I'm going to skip and go straight to the linebackers. As you can see, I had defensive ends, etc. No, we're going to skip right to the meat and potatoes. 7 linebackers, ladies and gentlemen. Steve, you hit my guy. You hit it right on the head. I'm pretty sure TRS that these guys don't back me up much, but I think they'll back me up on this one, even though I got it wrong, as you can see, and I left it. I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, real transparent. I got it wrong. I said 5 linebackers, but all this time I've been saying, man, there's always going to be an extra linebacker, extra linebacker, extra linebacker. And that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, very interesting when it comes to the linebacking core, because as you can see, I actually got one wrong. Jack, you just hit it on the head again. That's what I said. I had kind of the same sentiment. I don't understand why Malga made the squad. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I think he could have been removed for one of the other positions, right? We could have, maybe kept 6 defensive tackles like we've done in the past instead of 7 linebackers. But then again, they're probably looking at it like we're all saying now from the special teams perspective. But Kanai Malga, I mean, look, I was a fan. I like the kid, but I got to be honest, he just didn't come close. There's no way this depth chart stays the same and he's in front of Amari Gainer. Amari Gainer is absolutely taking that spot. 100%. Anybody disagree with that? Absolutely, he's taking that spot. So as you see, the strikeout is because I got it wrong. 5 linebackers, I thought, would be the case, right? Trying to narrow it down to see. Completely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. 7 linebackers. That's absolutely, one of those scenarios where this is probably due to the special teams. We're just going to have to wait to see how it plays out. And you might see more teams, right? It's very possible. So, chat. The only reason I see is Eichenberg, like Turner on short IR for 4 weeks. Bingo. Yeah. I could agree with that. That would make sense. But I'm still not understanding. I'll be honest. I'm still not understanding 7 with that, with the exception of special teams. And we'll hear why, right? They'll fill us in, I'm sure. So let's jump right to the top. It's par for the course, business as usual, status quo, 4 defensive ends. You got Max and Coons, right? Being backed up by Janarius Jackson and unfortunately Tyree. And I'm just gonna flat out say it. I think he is one of the weakest links on the team. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough situation, man. It's a tough situation when it comes to that. But we're stuck with him. We can't trade him. We're not going to get any value from that respect. It's a crash and burn, ladies and gentlemen. There's absolutely no way to there's no way to discuss that being. I don't know. I absolutely don't know, but a lot of people we want to call Yannick, right? We got money, so tough boy Tom. That's what I call you, man. Let's get tough with it. We got money. Let's go find somebody that actually really can back up one of these guys and Max. And see what happens, man. So, defensive tackles. Am I surprised I got this wrong? Absolutely not. And that's in terms of how many tackles we were going to have. Not surprised I got this wrong at all. Leo in the building, Cheeto Linus. Salute, man. Appreciate you for showing up, bro. But yeah, where we at? Tackles. I'm a little shocked because I expected Matthew Butler to make it. Not that I wanted him to make it, right? Um, I just thought that he would. They carried 6 last year. I thought they'd do exactly the same, right? The middle is has been a problem and is a problem. Maybe they think we're good now. I know for a fact a lot of people did not like Byron Young at all. Rundown, where you at? Chris, where you at? Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Byron. A lot of people didn't like Matthew Butler either. I know. Shout out to Chris. He didn't care for Butler either. He was cool with him being gone. And that's where Turf got it wrong. Instead of 6. They only have 5, and that's where I got it wrong. Meaning that Matthew Butler, out of everybody, that would have been the one I would have expected to cut, even with Nesta, Jay Silva being down there. As another, right? Goes to show you where he sits in the depth chart. And he's got a lot of work to do. I think it's a lot of immaturity with him. But we'll have to see. Wow. Yannick wants 10 mil. That's why. That's why we holding out. Yeah, that's too much for a third down pass rusher, and they know you pass rushing. And that's all you really kind of set up to do. Yeah. I don't know. Leo said, we got 35 mil. We good. Get that man that 10. Bring us down to 25. I'm not going to be mad if they negotiate and make a deal with the guy. If they give him what he asked for. I do agree with Rundown, which is we need another edge. We absolutely need another edge. So, it is what it is. Let's move on down to the cornerbacks because I got it right in count. But unfortunately, I got it wrong in the players, man. And I think a couple of people definitely have a few problems with this one. Let's just be real. Let's not try to sugarcoat, make people feel good, if you will, from these respects. Look, bottom line, there's no way you can say that either of the rookies where you see the red dots. Devonshire or Richardson. Not even close to being ready. And they are second string, ladies and gentlemen. Second string in the slot, second string on that number 2 side. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I don't know. I don't know. This now absolutely is the part that scares me more than anything. Meaning that if Hobbs, Bennett, or Jack go down, man, to be honest, we're still waiting on Bennett. I see you, Leo. I see. I wouldn't say I got it wrong. We knew he was going to be the part of the 53-man roster. It's just how long will he keep it? And now having the Cammy Richardson behind him, I think it's pretty confident in saying he's going to keep it. That guy's just not ready to play as much as I think he will be, granted, given the time and the ability to develop. If we give him that, absolutely he has the ability to develop and become something. That due to his size alone, I believe. Devonshire, I don't know, man. I personally felt like Richardson had the edge. If I'm going to give one out of the 2 of them an edge. It just seemed like Devonshire was just constantly beat up over the top. And that's tough. It's tough to watch. If anything, you're looking at, rookies trying to get beat underneath, things that you can give up and, hey, I'm not getting beat deep. And in preseason games on top of that. So that's a little troubling. I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. Not going to lie. I don't know where we're going to go when it comes to our cornerback positions if someone goes down. Specifically if Jacorian or Hobbs, because there's just nobody behind them that have any substance / experience. Now, a lot of people aren't happy with Brandon Faison. As you can see, I got that right. I knew he was going to make the team. A whether you like it or not, I just have that inclination. He's got the veteran background. He's actually good when he's healthy. But that's the rub, ladies and gentlemen. He's not always healthy. That's a problem. I guess we'll see during the season if he can hold up. You know what I mean? If he can hold up and play when necessary and needed. Because we don't, right? We don't need him to play the whole game. We need, what, 15 snaps from him? If that. So I agree, Steve. Straight up depth. So there we have it, man. Turf had it right. 6 corners, just had 2 of them wrong. I missed on Sam Webb and I missed on Wu Governor. Wu Governor, he was our fan favorite. I'm not gonna even lie. Am I gonna sit here and say I would have put in Devonshire or Richardson over Wu? No, I'm not gonna lie and say that. But I did have an inclination. He was definitely on the outside looking in. He's not. Devonshire and Richardson are the sexy guys, right out of that hole, right? They came in higher draft rounds, right? Better schools, I believe, all that good stuff. So you expect it, but a lot of guys were pulling for Wu. And I'm not gonna lie, that was why I had it there. Shout out to Chris. Hey, that really was for you, my guy. I know you think I must hate you or something when it comes to going against the grain, but I was really pulling for you, my dude, when it came to Wu. No different than when you got Jackson Powers Johnson, bro. I will be that day for the rest of my life. I was there. My man was so amped up. So yeah, I got that wrong. I got Sam Webb wrong too, and I don't understand. Again, I wasn't alone with Sam Webb. People are nervous about our secondary, our back seven, based on the things that happen. Right? It's interesting, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes in the long run, right? Before we leave, right? Because we are at the top of the hour, we are going to wrap it up with the final position. And I love it. Jack. Turf. You're going to spell it right eventually, Jack. The word on the street is that Palomao now back up at slot. That's interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at that. And as you can see right here, he is second behind Trayvon Ward. And I could see him floating around. I think he's going to have a fabulous year. I think you're absolutely correct. He is going to have I think you'll see that man flying all over the place. Now, where did Turf get wrong? And this, in my opinion, speaks volumes for that one red dot you see for the strong and free safety positions. I absolutely did not want to cut Trey. Again, these are tough cuts, ladies and gentlemen. He was not somebody I wanted to cut. So this shows you, it goes to show you that these guys see something in him as well because he's injured. He might be injured for the season. He may need season injury from what we hear. I don't know, man. So the fact that we went from 4 safeties to 5, right? And maybe he gets better. I mean, should Chris Smith be worried because he is the odd man out? Are we just naturally going with 5 safeties now moving forward? Is that something that Patrick Graham design calls for? I have no idea. I don't know the answer to those questions. But what I do know is I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Yeah, and we're missing it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the show. I am trying to stick to the hour, and I can assure you come season, we absolutely will be sticking to the island. We got one more show, right? One more show. Let me know, who do y'all want to see? Super fans, right? You got any super fans that you want to see the next show? I mean, I don't see how we can't be happy about that.
Decomposer, you been bugging.
It should. So I immediately, set myself up, to expect the news. VIP section, you guys know how to do. So that's it.